This week, we have a very large update when it comes to the sim update for beta, as well as some updates to the most anticipated airliners that are yet to be released with the 2024 sim. And of course, we have all of this week's previews, announcements, and release news highlights. So let's jump straight into the video. Before we jump into this week's previews and announcements, here's a quick word from this week's video sponsor. Flight Sim Mods creates high quality modifications for your home simulator to bring your favorite flight sim hardware together and improve on your flight sim experience. They produce modifications and attachments for all the latest and your favorite hardware manufacturers such as Wing, Moser, Wingflex, Honeycomb, and Turtle Beach, just to mention a few. Have you ever wanted to take your home cockpit to the next level? Check out Flight Sim Mods. I'll leave a link in the description below, and we thank Flight Sim Mods for sponsoring this video. Kicking off this week's previews and announcements when it comes to the highlights for the week, if you like me and you've been eagerly awaiting for the PMDG 737 fleet to release within Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, from the sounds of it, the wait is almost over. Robert Randazzo confirmed that the 737-800 is now in the hands of the beta testers, and moving from an active development stage into a so-called fitness and cleanup stage. His words. The release date is yet to be confirmed, but it seems that the wait is going to be finally over very soon. Once the 800 has been released, PMDG will quickly move through the rest of the fleet, starting with the 700, then the 900, and then the 600. Currently, most of the PMDG team is tied up with the 737 rollout, and Robert has mentioned that the Boeing 747 development is still alive and moving forward, and detail work is already reaching to a point where Robert himself describes as fantastic. PMDG did teasers with one and one only lonely shot up the 747 landing gear for now. As for the 777 fleet, we should see the long-awaited and teased sound package overhaul soon, and once completed with the 777 sound overhaul, the team will move to a sound upgrade for the Boeing 737s. I'd say, in my opinion, we may see the 737 fleet release without the upgraded sound overhaul, and we may see a future update later, just as they've done the same with the 777 rollout. Keeping with Boeing, it appears that the PMDG have some competition their way of their own product when it comes to the 777 sound overhaul. As of this week, Boris Audio Soundworks has announced over on their YouTube channel this week that they are set to release a 777 sound pack for the PMDG 777 fleet this October. If you're not familiar with Boris's work, he makes some of the most outstanding sound sets and updates, and have worked on some of the most major sound projects with some developers such as Black Square and Bluebird Simulations. Boris mentions that the pack will cover the entire PMDG 777 lineup, including the freighter, both for 2020 and 2024. It will include 3 engine options such as the GE, the Rolls-Royce, and the Pratt & Whitney. The pack is on its final stages and testing is on its way, and we expect the release sometime in October. You'll have the option to purchase a sound pack with all 3 engine variants, or if you just want to purchase one, you can purchase with a single engine option at a discounted rate. iKnowBuilds shared a bunch of screenshots for its in-development Airbus A340 airline. Majority of the screenshots are on the exterior of the passenger variant, including landing and takeoffs. There's a few cockpit shots that were showcased too. There is no ETA being given from iKnowBuilds or when we'll see the A340 in the 2024 sim. However, they did mention on their Discord soon. But if you've been in the flight sim hobby for some time now, you'll know that soon doesn't really mean soon, or does soon actually mean it's soon? Who knows? I think that's probably the biggest question that we could answer when it comes to flight simulation. Moving over to this week's release news, and UHI Products has released its latest aircraft, which is the Nissan CJ6A primary trainer, and it's available for both the 2020 and the 2024 sim. This Chinese trainer first entered service in 1965 and was China's primary trainer for many decades, with more than 2,600 of them being produced, and there is many still in operations today. It's known for its durability and aerobatic capability, and the CJ6A has found its way to civilian hands over the years and seen it regularly flying in many air shows around the globe, including North America, Europe, and Australia. Features include with the release is a native 2024 flight model. Flight dynamics have been based on actual flight manual data, with testing from real-world pilots from China and North America of the actual aircraft. Engine sounds have been recorded from the real-world aircraft. Gravity-fed fuel tanks have been included, tandem cockpit operations, switchable cockpit labels from Chinese to English, optional modern GPS and navigation systems, multi-level LOD design, which is great for multiplayer, and it includes 15 plus liveries. You can pick up your copy of the UHI product CJ6A directly through the Just Flight store. I'll leave a link in the description below. We covered this within another video when I mentioned that the Flight Sim Studio Super 27 expansion pack had released. Unfortunately, at the time, it was just a teaser. We sort of jumped ahead of ourselves a little bit on that one. That being said, this week, Flight Sim Studios have in fact released its expansion pack for the Super 27 for 2020 and 2024. This update works across the 727-200 passenger and freighter variant and brings the new power plants to the 727, which results the 727 that climbs faster, handles differently, and has a kind of presence expected in the sim of a late career retrofit airliner would, as it would in the real world. Other than engine updates, the pack includes some updated features such as optional Collins Ethos suite, brand new AP-85 autopilot with a VNAV support, digital VSI and TCAS, and dual DME receivers. You have the optional switching between the modern 727 or the traditional analog gauge setup. The expansion pack only works when you have the Boeing 727 base pack from Flight Sim Studios, so you will need that to get this to work. And you can pick up your copy of the Boeing Super 27 expansion pack from Flight Sim Studios and also the base pack from the Control store. I'll leave a link in the description below. Taxiing over and lining up on the runway for this week's sim update news, following last week's announcement from the Microsoft team that Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is coming to the Sony PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro console this December. Microsoft mentioned in that post that they will have applications available for simmers to join the upcoming beta test program for PlayStation. And now the Microsoft team is taking applications. You can check out the links over on the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 website. When it comes to other betas, sim update for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, this week we received another beta release, bringing the beta version to 1.6.11.0. This update is quite a large and lengthy one. Here's some of the highlights. A bunch of fixes to stability and performance, and also a bunch of bug fixes in that area has been included. Improving material loading to reduce popping during transitions and that things are popping up into the sim in the distance. Fixed crashes and aircraft simulations. Fixed crashes when it comes to aircraft loading when the flight model config file was incomplete or contained incorrect data. A bunch of general bug fixes. There is probably about 20 items in that particular category. Fixes a culling issue on the edge of the screen that could cause terrain to disappear. Fix issues with excessive turbulence and thermals introduced with sim update for beta. A bunch of updates when it comes to the glass cockpit fleet, such as the G1000 NXI, the Garmin G3000, the G5000, the G3X Touch, and also the GNS 430 and 530. A bunch of EFB fixes, a bunch of fixes to career mode when it comes to missions, and also general bug fixes, and also a bunch of airport fixes that we seem to see with every sim update 4. The October development live stream is still on schedule for October the 8th. This is where we should hear and receive updates and information about the next world update, city update, local legend updates, and hopefully some news of what's happening to the sim after the release to the public of Sim Update 4. In this week's InSim Marketplace releases for 2024, we have seen 76 releases. 38 of these are on PC and 38 of these are on Xbox. We've seen 5 aircraft releases this week. One worth mentioning, which is the Grumman G11 from Microsoft and Mike Johnson. This appears to be only a InSim Marketplace exclusive. The other aircraft releases are from the usual InSim Marketplace spamware craft releases, and I'm not really going to mention them. You guys who watch these videos regularly, you know who I'm talking about. The other releases for the week is made up of 5 livery packs, 6 mission packs, 7 landmark packs, 3 night lighting packs, 1 weather pack, and 12 airports. Be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It keeps us motivated and helps us make awesome flight sim content. And even if you are subscribed, it's worth checking, because sometimes YouTube has a little thing where it unsubscribes you from some of your favorite channels and you don't even know about it. Also, we love to read your comments and thoughts in the comment section below, and if you are in Sim Update 4 beta, let us know what your experience is so far. We would love to read your comments. And also, I'd like to thank Flight Sim Mods for sponsoring this video, and again, their link is in the description below, and we will see you on another video real soon. Happy simming, everybody.